Good morning, everybody. And for all you who celebrate holidays, happy Juneteenth. As far as me, I gotta be honest with you. I'm not a holiday guy, okay? We have too many holidays. We have too many holidays in this country. And for me, I don't care. All right, let's talk about Diddy. Let's talk about trials. And let me tell you, for those of you who don't know, okay, my last indictment was on RICO charges in the Eastern District of New York, and I was locked up at MDC where Diddy is. I've had 2 federal cases, 2 state cases. So I know what it is to be a defendant. I've been housed with all defendants. That's what you're housed with when you're in prison. I see everybody talking about what Diddy looks like. He's nervous. He's passing notes to his lawyer. You know the first thing about a defendant? You have to hire a defendant. You have to hire lawyers. Lawyers are the most untrustworthy people. They're down there with used car salesmen. I think used car salesmen are higher. So here you are, you got to pay somebody, and then you got to put your trust in them. You know how hard that is when you're locked up and trying to fight your case? Let me tell you something. Everybody wants to say you're innocent until proven guilty. I'm going to tell you, that's hogwash. I don't. On RICO charges, you are guilty until proven innocent. Yes, it's the reverse. It's not easy, folks. Okay? So, I don't blame Diddy for writing these notes, passing them to his lawyer, because it's his life that's on the line, not the lawyer. These lawyers hit the lottery when they got to represent Diddy. They don't get defendants like this who have money. And Diddy has money. He has the ability to pay. Yeah, forget about all the bad things he's done. We know that. Okay? But the guy is entitled to his time in court. He definitely is. And the facts will prevail, whether he's going to be found guilty or not guilty. But I'm going to reiterate, and I want to say it again. Okay? Being in prison ages you. He's getting gray hair. So what? He's got gray hair. Okay? I got gray hair. I'm lucky I got any hair. Okay? That comes with age. All right? It happens to all of us. I laugh when I see these people want to talk about how bad he looks, what he got on. Okay? Who gives a shit? Okay? Now, you think Diddy's just fighting for his life to stay out of prison? No. He's also fighting to save his money, because the government wants to take his money. And they have to prove that he used his enterprise, his businesses, Bad Boy and all the other businesses he had, that he used that to conduct and transport people across state lines. Transport people across state lines. Damn. That's a tough one. You mean to tell me he couldn't find workers in the same state, in the same city? This guy was in Miami, Los Angeles, Las Vegas. Why did he have to transport people? Anyway, she did it. All right, I can't stop that. If you think, you always see the scales of justice. All right, and they show it even. Trust me, the scales of justice are not even. Now, Diddy has to pay his lawyers. Every day, he's got 8, 9 lawyers. He's paying millions of dollars out. Now, as much money as Diddy has, he does not have what the United States government has. They got a lot of money. So, all those prosecutors, they're working to get a salary. They want to win. A win to them could be winning a trial. Getting a plea indictment is a win for them. Yeah, they don't care. They got all the time in the world. All the time in the world they got. They got all the resources. They have many other lawyers working, going through the laws and everything. That's why this trial was taking a long time. I'm going to be surprised if it ends in July. But, think about how the defendant feels. He has to trust his lawyers. Now, if you saw my previous post, all right, one of his lawyers is Mark Garrigo's daughter. She was in that meeting in the courtroom, in the judge's chambers, where he put a gag order. Yeah, she's one of the lawyers that was there. Who's her father? Her father's got the biggest mouth in the country. Mark Garrigo. This guy he's all looking for publicity. He don't care who wins or loses. I can be honest, I would never have him represent me. That's me. That's my choice. I don't believe he's a good lawyer, but he's a great publicity seeker. So who do you think his daughter told about what happened in the courtroom? She told her father. Because I'm sure they talk several times a day. So think about that there. Think about how did it get to TMZ. I was thinking it was KK. But now I think it was Mark Garrigo. But folks, put your feet in the shoes of a defendant. I know it's tough. But think of what they have to go through mentally every day, especially when you're locked up and you have to fight for your life. And that's what Diddy's doing. He has a right to. As we all have our rights. But when you're going up against the United States government and federal court, your chances of winning are so minimal, it's unbelievable. You cannot relate this to the O.J. Simpson case. It's an entirely different case. There's no similarities. O.J. Simpson was loved by the public. And his case was in Los Angeles court. State. It was a state case. You have a much bigger chance of winning in state than you do in federal. In federal, you got just a few percentage point of winning. So think about that, folks. And no matter what you do in life, put yourself in the position of the other person. Thank you. God bless you all. All my love and respect.